I did happen to appear onto Twitter before your appearance and said you didn't want to laugh in my face because I believe we have to open ourselves up to the possibility that Kevin Durant is currently the better actual basketball player. Why is that such a laughable proclamation?
Because there's not a thing on the court he's better at than LeBron. Not one.
He's not.
So if you're not better at
wait. He's not a better shooter. He's not a better mid-range shooter. He's
Okay.
not a better. He's not a better shot blocker. Like those are three things that he's definitively better at.
Okay, well, it's interesting that he's a better three-point shooter despite the fact that they shoot nearly the same threes per game and LeBron shoots a higher percentage. So it's very interesting that Kevin Durant is a better three-point shooter despite being, statistically, a worse three-point shooter. Durant shoots 6 a game, LeBron shoots 5 a game. If you think if LeBron shot one more, Durant shot one less, those percentages would change, well, that's fine. I have no reason to believe that. A better shot blocker is interesting. Better rim protector, no. There are 2 players in the league that have contested as many shots as LeBron. I'm sorry, there are 2 players in the league that at the rim, people are shooting less than 50%. Kristaps Porzingis and LeBron James. So I understand Durant averages 1 more block per game, but as far as effective rim defense, LeBron's actually been one of the 2 best players in the league. Mid-range shooter, you'd have to show me the numbers to show me that. But overall scoring, LeBron's better. I know you don't care about rebounding for some reason, even though that's the only way you end a defensive possession. He's clearly a better rebounder. I would think you would care about passing since you were one of the best passers in college basketball history. LeBron laps Durant easily in passing. So I know you don't like the stats argument in LeBron versus Durant because it cripples your lunacy that there is a debate, but the stats matter. The cool thing about basketball is on every single possession, there are stats recorded that help you determine did you help your team. And in every single one of those metrics, LeBron's better. He shoots a better percentage from the field, better percentage from 3, more rebounds, more assists, more points. He's the most clutch player in the league. He has the highest field goal percentage in the clutch, the most fourth quarter points in the league. There is no argument. So the reason I don't want to laugh is there's a lot of things you could say, like we have to entertain the possibility Kyrie is correct about the shape of the earth. No, we don't, because we have the data. We have the data that LeBron is better than Durant and has always been. It won't always be true, but it is still true.
It was not true in the NBA Finals. It was not true in the fourth quarter of the second half and fourth quarter of the NBA Finals when they were guarding one another. Kevin Durant was, in fact, the better player, and it wasn't close. It wasn't
really,
close.
Doug?
Yes.
Doug, in what world is 35...
No.
Hold on.
Don't give me the overall stats. We have never judged a player based upon overall stats, especially when LeBron was statistically dominant in the first half of games and he was dominated in the second half of games in the exact same NBA Finals. It happened right before our eyes. Matter of fact, in the shot that essentially clinched and eliminated the Cavaliers from contention, I remember Kevin Durant getting the basketball, dribbling up, and seeing LeBron James and hitting a jump shot right in his eye in Cleveland. I do remember that happening.
Absolutely, Doug. And if you want to simplify it to one play, on that play, Kevin Durant was better. No doubt about it. So many things there. First of all, if they're guarding each other the whole time, the play previous, LeBron generated for Kyle Korver the single most efficient shot in the NBA all season. The single most efficient shot in the NBA all season. Kyle Korver, left corner 3. That's the shot LeBron generated with Kevin Durant guarding him, and it was just missed. But you do this weird thing, which is act as if there is some curve. Like points scored in the first quarter do not count to the total the same. I do this other weird thing where I happen to believe that at the end of games, you say, okay, how many points were scored in the first, second, third, fourth quarter? Add it up, and that's who wins. It's not like, well, you do 2x for the fourth quarter points. That's not the way I've ever done the math.
What you just told me before, he's the most clutch player in the league. He scores the most fourth quarter points in the league, yet he didn't do it when he was going against Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals. So you actually used the second half clutch fourth quarter, and then you diminish that by saying, look, I'm all about total stats. Look, stats are provided for a numerous amount of reasons. One reason is to try and explain to people who either didn't watch or don't understand what they're watching who was in fact good. But in the NBA Finals, and we didn't have this with LeBron and Kobe. They never matched up against each other in the finals. Plus, they're not really the same position. You have 2 players playing the same position, and one wants to guard the other in Kevin Durant. Durant. Now, it's fair to say that he got away with at least 2 possessions in which he fouled LeBron. But it happened in the fourth quarter on Christmas Day. It happened in the fourth quarter throughout 5 games of the NBA Finals that he was better than LeBron when it mattered. And that's how we judge who, in fact, is the best.
Okay, so so the reason I brought up the fourth quarter and clutch stats from this year is because I know you like them so much. So I was letting you know about them. As far as when it mattered, again, I'm weird. I think every possession of an NBA Finals game matters. And they shot the exact same percentage from the field. Durant averaged 1 more point, half as many assists, and 4 fewer rebounds. But let me just ask you, Doug.
Yes.
What do you... Because I know you don't like LeBron's game. You've never liked LeBron's game.
That's absolutely not true. That could not be further from the truth. I think he's arguably the second greatest player we've ever seen. But he loses confidence in his jump shot at times. He hasn't developed a mid-range game. He hasn't really developed a post game. He's incredibly dominant in spite of his flaws. Kevin Durant is the most like the superstars we've seen in the past in that you can give him the basketball and he will get you a shot. He's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in this. He presents the type of offensive weaponry that no one can truly stop. The only thing that stops him is missing shots because you can't stop because he's a 7-foot jump shooter that can shake. Take the Laker game. Going back a week ago when he shook Lonzo Ball the last possession of the game. That, crossing over, hesitating, pulling up, and shooting a mid-range jump shot is something LeBron simply doesn't have. I love that LeBron likes getting others involved. I love that LeBron can guard almost every position on the floor. But I don't like the mischaracterization. LeBron is not playing as good a defense as he played. He takes a lot more plays off now than he used to. LeBron has to have shooters around him. He has to have a center that shoots threes because if he can't get to the rim, he can't beat you. That's how the Spurs beat him in the NBA Finals. He is not a flawless player.
Okay, but hold on. That's how the Spurs beat him in the Finals. How did the NBA Finals before that end? Was it LeBron James hitting a mid-range jump shot to clinch Game 7 of the Finals? Did that happen? Was it the NBA? Was LeBron an NBA James Finals game where
here's where LeBron is great. He was the only guy who had any juice in the tank in Game 7. And that's the truth.
Oh, when he had 37 and 12.
He was amazing. He was amazing. Everybody else was out of gas, and he still had it. Like the story.
And how did he score those points, Doug?
He scored them
Was it all dunks?
He started them every which way. But
no, it was almost all on the perimeter. He had 6 threes. He had 4 mid-range jump shots.
There are times in which he loses confidence and he can't make. The Spurs forever have not let him get to the rim. That's how at times they best him in the playoffs, in the finals, and that's how at times he's gotten the best of them in the finals. All right, Nick will stay with us. Okay, this is obviously a debate which will continue on. I want to ask.
It's not a debate. But the thing is this: it's not a debate. You can just keep saying it's a debate.
It's not a debate for you. But.
You don't like LeBron's style, man. You don't like that he's bigger, stronger, and bullies people. It's not aesthetically the style you like. He does
play bully ball. I'll speak for former NBA players who told me the same thing. You couldn't play bully ball back in the day. Now you can play bully ball. But that doesn't make him not a great player. It doesn't mean I don't like him. I'm just realistic about who he is and how he plays. And you've turned 1, stats, then 2, I don't like him, into, hey, I actually watched them play against each other, and I think Durant's better right now.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.